There is a very real sense of urgency to tackle the spread of misinformation, or what is more commonly known as fake news. After poring over millions of tweets written over the course of 10 years, researchers from MIT concluded that falsehood diffused significantly farther, faster, deeper, and more broadly than the truth.
In a hyper-partisan environment, you will have people constantly search for sources of news and information that confirm their prior political beliefs. They will often fail to find that in the most credible news media, and they will seek it out elsewhere.
That's not a new phenomenon. It's that urban legends and rumors that flatter people's biases have existed for as long as we've had. But the internet and social media have given them a new platform, a new altitude, a new ability to spread.
What responsibility, if any, do these technology firms have in addressing the dissemination of misinformation on their platforms?
Social firms, they like to position themselves as more like a telephone wire where they don't control the content. But the fact is that they are already controlling the content because they have algorithms that control what we see. So they're already acting the part of editor.
A number of countries are pushing for greater regulation. In January, Germany passed a law that requires social media companies to remove hate speech from their platforms or else face fines of up to 50 million euros. That same month, the French President, Emmanuel Macron, announced his own plans to draft a law against fake news that would grant judges the authority to remove misleading content during sensitive elections. And in Italy, citizens can now report what they believe to be fake news to the police.
The bigger issue here is it's not so much reporting it to the police who are probably not equipped to get to the bottom of it. Putting it in the hands of the consumer is not really the answer because the consumer who is most likely to consume this information and pass it on is probably the one who is least likely to understand that it's false information.
The part of governments and technology firms has been central to the discussion. But what about the role of journalists writing and publishing stories in this context? When the digital advertising model rewards clicks, there's an inherent pressure to produce attention-grabbing headlines. And as the aforementioned MIT study revealed, truth can't always compete with fiction.
Yeah, the advertising-only business model has been incredibly destructive for journalism. Journalism can't compete if it's just about raw clicks.
Journalism needs a new business model without question. Journalism has never paid for itself as journalism. It's always been supported by subscriptions, advertising, wealthy benefactors. We know that media, like everybody else, is in the midst of this digital transformation, and there will be a new model, and somebody's going to figure it out, and hopefully soon.
I think we have to start solving this problem, not the layer of what, but how do humans actually work? And because we actually work in a way where we want to confirm our beliefs and we'll seek out places that confirm our beliefs, how would we then have technology companies, knowing that about us, augment our experience to break open some of those patterns?
If it all boils down to human nature, how do we go about correcting it? Or at the least, understand and work around this vulnerability?
You start on one video about, NASA astronauts and you go down flat Earth route and you're in this total wormhole. We have to start by understanding where do minds get tripped up, and then how would we protect those minds to function in the way that we all want to be functioning.
It's up to us on what we do now, on the decisions we make now.